I'm really surprised that an Orc player would go to Twisted Meadows versus a Night Elf, especially a Night Elf that is so strong in the matchup, such as Sini. But we'll see if someone has anything up his sleeve. We remember the Rock Golem creep on Twisted Meadows as being, a potential advantage for Orc players, but it seems like a lot of Orc players have forgotten how to do it because I've seen a lot of people fail it since TM came back into the pool.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen him fail too much, but just people go for different creep routes. Maybe everything else is a little more refined. The mercenary camp is a little more approachable, I think, with the way people creep the rock golems now. But since this is Soin, and this is Orc vs Night Elf, I expect full-out lamer mode by Soin.
Would love that. Would love that. Always love the hit and run. Always love the avoidance of the fights. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, the hero levels for the Orc player in the late game can really carry you if it is more of a standard, Keeper Alchemist, even Keeper Panda in a lot of cases. Unit composition and hero composition from the Night Elf. If the Orc can get to 5-5, if they can draw the game out, they can delay it, they can get to 2-base, 2-base, the Orc can win. Oh my god, Peon last hit.
Oh!
1.2 Blade Master.
Sick! This is so big. Of course, if you delay level 2 Keeper, that makes the game a lot easier for you. Later entangled, then the grunts roam free, the Blade Master can do more damage, and what a start into the tournament for our Season 9 champion.
So good, yeah. Soin always plays like a god in this tournament. I remember last time around praising him so much for his level of play, and that's about as good of a start as you can have. At least getting one of those creeps. He didn't get the big boy, but I mean, that still makes a huge difference, especially against a hero that is so reliant on level 3.
There we go. Claws will help out a little bit, but that's about it. And Blade Master is in fine shape to harass this. Sini has no way to detect anything. Blade Master is around the corner. That Warden is Soin's to take. Someone says that Soin has the best micro in the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we'll definitely see that if this game goes much later. But so far, it's not looking like it. Soin is completely controlling Sini right now. What are Sini's options at this point? Level 1 Keeper, half HP, half mana, no units, and not really any creep camps to take that are viable.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of moon juice too. Tech just started, far behind as well. Hunters have to do some heavy lifting, while Blade Masters are already level 2. To be honest, I thought Sini has a good shot here. He's been grinding like crazy. He's also higher in the elo than Soin is, which did surprise me a lot, by the way. But no, fantastic start for Soin.
He's going to steal the rest of that creep camp. Sini buys Staff of Teleportation, but what really can he do if he decides to go aggressive? He needs to get level 2 first, or else he can't even go across and start entangling peons. The first Huntress is out, which is nice for stuff like canceling salves in the future. But of course, a big thing with this matchup, especially on Twisted Meadows, especially when Sini's playing Standard, Ultra Vision, not available at Tier 1. So Sini can't make as many plays without Ultra Vision.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Knowledge is power, and so Sini is less powerful with that nerf. He can go for an expansion, and this of course has to be scouted. It's up on the upper left-hand side, but is that the scout grunt? Straight up queued for the expo position.
So sick. Yeah, he sends a grunt to both positions. One finds a wisp, and the other finds the tree, which is actually easily cancelable if someone goes and buys a staff at the other shop. But first things first, stealing more creeps. There's the dust, but of course, no entangle.
Still no entangle. We're 5 minutes in the game and the keeper is level 1.6. That's abnormal.
Someone could definitely buy the staff from the right side shop and then cancel that because, of course, the Sini staff was bought from the left side shop. I'm surprised he's not doing that. That would put him pretty much in a winning position. Oh, but now Sini's going to find first blood. Almost finds the grunt. No Ultra Vision. Again, he doesn't have vision to get the entangle.
Wisp is coming. It helps to a degree. There we go. Is it enough damage though? Okay, he has more entangle. Some stutter stepping might be necessary, but man, for the amount of damage that Soin did, just the cost of one grunt is totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's even... Oh, the spacing was not good. He wasn't stutter stepping the keeper, so this is taking a lot of time. Okay, there he goes. Now he's going to finally get the grunt, but 2 entangles. In the meantime, Soin already creeping his expansion. He knows where and when the expansion came up for Sini, and he can just counter-expand himself if he wanted to.
Exactly. We do not see mirror image, by the way, and there is a Shadow Hunter. But yeah, Sini's expansion is coming up. That's all right, though. He still has to creep it. He still has to walk over. And Orc counter expansions are a lot faster these days, so might not even be a problem. Might not even be an incentive for Soin to push across the map.
Yeah, Orc counter expansions quicker for sure. And you mentioned mirror image. It would be nice to see how it plays at the top level. I don't think Orc players are going to use it anymore, though. I think it simply gives too much experience. I think it's just awful now. I really do. I just think it's really bad.
I think it's worse than before.
Yeah, definitely. But before it was great. Before it was just maybe underutilized. One of those things that Orc players were too proud to use. But yeah, now it's just actually bad, I think.
Yeah, that needs to be adjusted. Hopefully Blizzard is listening and watching. And it's just a numbers game, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, more damage, less experience, or at least less experience.
The calm before the storm, I guess. We get a lumber mill, we get raiders, we get shaman. Sini's scouting is pretty damn good, but as we have a little bit of a creeping phase, we can go over to our contributors. Thank you, Ref Reborn, for the 8-month resub, Gods for the 25-month resub, Kevin, Soin, Easy Giga Chat, 39-month, Flucci, thank you for the raid, Ultimate Viking with a 19-month resub, Air to Noob, 6-month resub, Andres with a 7-month, Brazil loves back to Warcraft, and Charlie for 8 months. When do we see Carson in the season finals as a player?
Ooh, well,
You're still young.
Yeah, I mean, maybe before I'm 30 I could do it, but I'd have to drop everything and start grinding. These guys play a lot to get this good.
Stop the
and
music
they also
career.
have a lot of talent.
Come on, just grind.
I don't even know if I have the talent to do it, even if I put that much time in. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that grind a lot.
I mean,
and are nowhere near Soin.
You would have Hitman as a coach. That's not the worst thing in the world. You got the Back to Warcraft sponsorship.
True. Yeah, I could be the first Back to Warcraft player. Unless y'all is counted as a Back to Warcraft player. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we've been vice world champions. That's going to be hard to top.
This timing. This is really hard, I would say, for Sini to win this fight. The first entangle's good if he can find that Raider kill, which he does, but the Berserker falls. The wards have been dealt with right away, but I don't think Sini's going to trade optimally here.
It's a little bit problematic. But there's also 2 units very, very hurt for Soin out of the fight. Shadow Hunter goes heal wave second. That's interesting. Potion transferred. The Berserker is a nice target, but none of it's healed that way. Keeper once again in trouble. Has to TP home. And Soin smashing that fight pretty much.
Yeah, I believe that was a Shaman and a Raider falling for Soin. I think it was a Berserker, a Huntress, and 2 Archers for Sini. So Soin with a slight edge there, but of course the Shaman loss can hurt Soin. He's got a fresh one coming in with 1 more Purge, and Soin goes straight towards that expansion. A single Clarity is all the mana he has, but he is counter-expanding. Countered by an AP, though, by Sini currently.
Yeah, pretty nice. He has to react to it somehow, somewhen, or he just wins the fight and wins the game. On to the Keeper, who has no TP anymore, no items to use at all. If there's a reveal now, but there isn't. And no open lab either. Grunts find the connection towards Archer's. Keeper is safe for now. Nice micro by Soin so far.
Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, his micro is pretty sick. Speed scrolls out the 2 low units. The Grunts and the Blade Master clean up all the Archers. Grunts constantly on those Archers. Super duper sick micro from Soin. But still, Sini with the supply advantage. And still Soin has to deal with that AP. He can run down to it now. He goes to the shop to try to he's actually just going to creep it straight up. And again, these hero levels, they're getting pretty high. Soin is going to be 4-4 soon enough.
Wonder if this is a little too fragile here with all the units so hurt. Vamp Aura, nice for the Grunts, nice for the Blade. Not that great for the backline, but still pretty amazing. Now, Sini with the staff. He has a TP, and that's a cancelled expo if you ask me.
Nicely done. Yeah, maybe you mentioned Soin was a little overzealous to go for that with such low HP. Also with, you know, the expansion coming up and being attacked by an AP. I'm surprised he did that. I'm surprised he didn't immediately try to defend, but maybe he's just going to give up on the expansion entirely and just all in with the damage he did with the double heal scrolls and with the hero levels.
Oh, there we go. TP out. That's the second TP in very short time. The expansion is running. Maybe he can afford it. Gets the supply lead now. And maybe in the long run, someone has to find a solution because his Expo plan didn't work. He didn't break Sini in the 2 fights they had. And this is looking okay-ish, but oh my god. Sobi Mask, Double Claw, Circlet, Scourge, Bone Chimes. This Orc inventory is fantastic.
Yeah, and this is why it can be a strong Orc map if you can get to this stage. If you can get out of the early mid-game and the early game without any trickery, without any hidden APs, all-ins, too many, hidden expansions, stuff like that, you can just go from camp to camp to camp, getting insane items, tons of experience, and this is always going to favor the Orc. We notice right now Sini's not even creeping his Keeper, and that's because now that the Shaman numbers are 3, 4, soon to be 5, there's just no value the Keeper gets, really, at all. It's only the Alchemist, and the Alchemist not even as strong as the Shadowhunter.
Exactly. I mean, Keeper late game tier 3 is a good orb carry. We have the improved Thorns aura, which helps against Blade and Grunts, but that's about it. Hero level certainly a problem. Soin also very, very rich. Goes for the first defense upgrade at the 12-minute mark. And now another creep check.
No TP for Sini. He's got to fight this because there is Raiders, there is Purge. The Blade Master is going to be level 4. There's Lightning Shield in the front, and I don't know if Sini can get out of this.
Oh, not looking too great. Protection Scroll, alright. But this is only tier 2 Night Elf. Level 4 on the Blade Master. Is it Mirror Image or is it Windwalk 2? It is Mirror Image.
Yeah, probably most likely just to break out of that Entangle, break out of the Acid Bomb as well. Dust of Appearance, a lot of things that Mirror Image gives you that isn't just that damage. Greater heal used. Mirror Image now for more Lightning Shield possibly to the back, but the Grunts are so healthy with that Bone Chimes right now. The Shadowhunter's running low on mana, but there is Bone Chimes again, and there's another heal scroll still, and the Alchemist out of heal spray nearly.
Of course, illusions do damage now, just a little bit, 15%, but there's no Dispel. And if there's no Dispel, this is a pretty good tank and a little bit of chip damage. The critical strikes, of course, not to be underestimated at all. Nice to see in the first game. Oh my god, these 2 blades! On the first game of the first 1.35 War3Champions, immediately seeing Mirror Image. That's a good time.
Yeah, Soin, I don't believe, lost a unit in that fight. There's nothing reinforcing, and he's still at 50 supply, so he's kind of destroying, and this Alchemist is kind of destroyed. Raider falls finally, but yeah, it's the beginning of the end. It has to be for Sini. He's at 44 supply currently versus 55 as Soin breaks upkeep, and Soin now has the counter expansion nearly complete. Yeah,
I wouldn't be too surprised if this is also the end of the end. Poor Sini never got a staff either. Wasn't able to afford it or something. He has 1,000 gold now, which is, quite a bit. He's building more hunts against level 2 Serpent Wards. That never feels too good. And what are we doing now? I mean, Expo is almost up. Another hunt is getting caught. Second defend upgrade. Smooth sailing for Soin at this point.
Yeah, Soin's controlled the game the entire time. The only time it looked a little dire is when that expansion got canceled, but Soin knew exactly what to do. Just create a couple of big camps, re-expand, re-push, and he knew he was always going to be stronger. And it's just, if he wants to take that red camp now, that would be double level 5. He might feel that's a little over-aggressive because he doesn't have any heal salves and not a ton of mana, but could do it. But maybe he just wants to end it.
We have heal scrolls ready and a TP, so that safety net is there. Sini desperately trying to go for tier 3 now as the lumber is there. But I think this push spells disaster for the Night Elf Expo.
Okay, the supply is even. Alchemist 50 seconds away. This expansion has to be given up, but because of Twisted Meadows, it doesn't mean the end for the Night Elf, especially with Sini going into more Hunter's production. Could just try to play a bit more hit and runny, but no. Okay, Sini is not going to go for the moon plays today. Is just going to call the GG.
And there we go. He enjoyed this quite a bit. A little bit of a snack. Rehydrating as well. Man, Soin, that was a good start into the War3Champions season.
Yeah, he kind of owned him, start to finish, from the Peon last hit to the Blade Master creep steals to the fights where he pretty much out-microed him. Although the Orc player is the one that kind of has to out-micro. They're the one with Raiders and Shamans and, the ability to speed scroll units away, so it's a bit easier for the Orc to out-micro the Night Elf. But Soin definitely used every tool available and destroyed every single fight. And the micro on point as ever.
Yeah, best micro in the world, if I hear this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Dude, that looked really good, though. Not gonna lie. Especially the first fight in the mid-game. Just excellence.
Yeah, really, really good. Saving so many units, so many crucial units, too. When you save those shamans on low HP and they're able to get more mana back, when you save that berserker and it's able to stay in the fight to clean up the huntresses later on. It's so easy to lose those units when there's acid bomb on them and there's a bunch of huntresses focused on particularly raiders, but Soin not slipping up today. But Sini, with definitely more tricks up his sleeve. We're going into Northern Isles, typically not a great Night Elf map. We started with something typically not a good Orc map, not typically not a Night Elf map. But we'll see. Maybe Sini has something in store for us.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. Soin picked Twisted and Sini picked Northern Isles, so... Okay.
Maybe I just don't understand the game.
Yeah.
I might just not understand it.
You're the theory crafter. You're supposed to be the knowledgeable one of us.
Yeah, apparently, but I'm slipping away. I'm only cast at weekly cups. That's all I do now, Neil. I just see weekly cups. You see all the pro games.
I did cast a lot of pro games. I mean, you're always free to join me. It's just that it starts relatively early for you, and you're not willing to make it through the night. Yeah,
not willing. Definitely. My bad.
Yeah. I'm questioning your passion, Carson, at this point.
That's true. That's true. Hey, I've done it before. When need be.
Gotta rehost real quick.
I'm just relaunching. Luckily, W3Champions Dio takes only about a second to launch and download.
Exactly. Head over to W3Champions.com, download a little plugin, and then you're good to go.
And I am good to go.
Nope.
Except I have an X next to my ping.
Yep. Just restart, I think. Rejoin.
Yeah. I didn't know that fixed it rejoining.
Yeah.
Huh. I've always restarted when that's happened. That's incredible. All right, so Northern Isles. You know, I never did understand why this was supposed to be a bad Night Elf map. I don't know if it's the mid-game creeping or what it is, but that's what everyone said. Foggy used to say it all the time. I think Moons even said it. But Sini doesn't believe it. And maybe I don't believe it either.
I feel like it's not necessarily a bad Night Elf map. It's just a solid Orc map. You can creep relatively fine. And the push timings are really good because the expansion to expansion distance is quite short.
Yep. Yeah, and I think any map where you can get things like wards and illusions early on, and you can get 2 sets of those on Northern Isles, can be pretty rough in the early game for Night Elf if the Orc can get those items they want. Same with maps like Last Refuge. We know how hard that is for the Keeper to play. That's why Night Elves tend to play Demon Hunter and play it straight up. That's one of many reasons on Last Refuge, just because the wards, the illusions, so much information for the Orc. If the Orc can get those items, they can control even better than Soin controlled on Twisted Meadows.
You guys are chipping into the prize pool. We boosted it to 730 already. I want to give a little shout out to the people doing that, especially on the top of the list, Nick, $100 saying, go, Hitman. Indeed, afterwards, the Hitman is coming, the Hitmain. Also Invigorate buying a profile picture, as well as Fishy, Butt Crumbs, Curly Beard Laser, a $10 donation by Divic Music, a $20 donation by Sun, Seth buying a profile picture, Diablo as well. If you want to be as cool as these people that I just read out, feel free and head over to W3Cfinals.backtowarcraft.com.
Get over there.
Get in there.
Has was it a Scorpion? Is that the guy from Mortal Kombat? Get over here. Is that him? I think it is.
I wouldn't know this.
I just loved that as a kid. That was my favorite movie. It was such a bad movie, but one of my favorites.
Dude, we all need a little stupidity in our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, making casting Warcraft 3 a career. Yes,
Yeah, talk about dead-end jobs 15 years later.
Let's go and see if Soin can win the second map as well.
Yeah, he already attacked his Great Hall. He's already sent the peon across. Sini scouting himself. Keeper versus Blade Master. pretty much the same as last game. We'll see if there's the Hunter's Hall for Sini after the second Moonwell. If there is not, we could be getting into something like Keeper Talons territory, but I wouldn't expect that. Soin has proven in the past that he's been really good against Keeper Talons.
All right, in the meantime, we got another $10 donation by Toe. Got hooked with Creepjack, now binge watching back to Warcraft and started to play the game. That's the way it's supposed to be, man. Welcome to the scene. Join the Creep Camp Discord, join the gym community. There's a lot of people willing to teach you the ropes. Also, Cookin' with Renzo, thank you for the sub. Kerubik for Glory Heaven. You guys are all very damn sweet.
Alright, so the Peon went down to Entangle first, but that's kind of the purpose of the Peon. You want to see, was it Treants or was it Entangle? Now Soin can know that Sini is either going to be creeping very, very slowly to the next camp. Maybe he can speed scroll and get a creep jack, or Sini is going to be running cross map to try to entangle some peons aggressively. But it is going to be the former. It's going to be the entangle, the slow creeping. There's the level 2. But that's going to mean the level 2 is late enough that the second burrow isn't at risk for Soin.
I'm a little disappointed we don't see Shadowhunter first, as Lin played in TP League. But yeah, I mean, you saw the Blade Master on map 1. Why would you move away from it? So far, pretty tame early game, pretty standard early game.
Yeah, Northern Isle is actually a pretty good Shadowhunter first map. Something Linguagua used to do is he would put wards in between the small Murloc Green, the Lab, and the Tuskar, in between all 3 of those. And he'd creep all 3 of them with wards right off the hop, and that's immediately level 3. It's a pretty sick creep route.
Not bad, not bad. How's the early game for Sini this time? Once again, a steal, but at least level 2 not prevented. Even the little treant goes to the creeps. And yeah, I was fooled a little bit if this is an illusion or mirror image, but no, it's just an illusion. Also nerfed, only 2 charges, not 3. Is a lot of vision and quite disruptive. And here is level 2 now.
Yeah, the Arch is creeping at the same time, and this is looking like Keeper Talons. The illusion will see the number of archers and see the number of moonwells, the timing of the shop. This is all indicators of Talons. This should be a pretty easy read from Soin's side of things, but I doubt Sini's going for any trickery here. He's playing a strategy that he thinks is going to work, whether or not Soin knows about it. And the illusion does now know about it. Seeing the Archer, seeing everything he needs to.
Damn. Keeper Talons on this map, huh? That's quite new. I mean, on Lost Refuge we see it, but on Northern Isles, really?
Yeah, interesting. I mean, it'll make the... I guess it's actually kind of hard. I mean, the reason some players say Northern Isles can be tough is because if you take this Tuskar camp, then the Ancient War moves over to the lab, you only have one really easy camp to take with your second hero, whether that be a Demon Hunter or a Panda or a Beastmaster, all heroes that you kind of need level 3 on, as opposed to like the Alchemist, which you can pressure on level 1. So Sini's going to struggle to find levels on his second hero, and he's not going to be able to control the mid-game either because Talons need a little bit of time to get online, unlike just Huntresses.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of space for TC to position, for the Raiders to position. Shop control is becoming important, so that might be an issue. And Soin with the perfect response. It's a TC, it's Raider Walker. That's everything you need against Talons.
Yeah, and the blade positioning is also very, very nice too. What Sini wanted to do there is pull the Null Overseer and Entangle, focus it down. Would have been really easy to creep that. But he's not able to do that because the blade is on point. If the blade gave any space to this Keeper at this stage, it would have been really, really rough, but the Keeper has to just try to go aggressive and try to get some of these grunt kills. Might actually be able to do that by just diving into the base with this amount of mana.
Yeah, looking good. All the right answers, of course. Soin playing a lot with Lawlight, and Lawlight more or less the innovator of the Keeper Talent strategy. He knows what to do. You as a fellow Orc brother, Carson, what do you think is more important? TC shockwaves and TC leveling or Raider positioning?
I think Raider positioning has been a little underrated in the past couple of years. I think we've seen, especially against Alchemists, Raiders have a lot more value. But against Talons, I think it's all about landing those shockwaves, really. It's all about delaying the fight as long as you can, which the Raiders help with too, of course, controlling the Demon Hunter. But delaying the fight as long as you can, landing a bunch of shockwaves, buy a mana pot, land a bunch of other shockwaves, force the heal scrolls, and then fight super duper duper late. This is what Lynn showed us even years ago, but we didn't listen, and we just kept losing to Talons. Always delay the fight as Orc against Talons. Don't fight until you absolutely are backed into a corner.
All right. We'll see if the shockwaves have the bigger impact or the raiders. Demon Hunter leveling for that higher level mana burn. TC creeping at the same time. Wand of Mana Stealing was also buffed. Remo calls it the most broken item in the game. I am not sure about that, but it's definitely strong, especially against the Demon Hunter.
Not too bad. And the more important thing will be the levels for that TC. The Demon Hunter. This is what I was mentioning. Kind of going to struggle to find level 3. Like, what does he creep now? He's got to creep without an Ancient War. He's got to creep a big camp and pretty much face tank it. But the shop is his choice. There's the pole. There's the entangle. But in the meantime, the TC is going to be level 3. Probably after this camp, at least 2.9.
All right. That was the big time for Soin, though. Now Talon Master Training has started. And it's getting stormy in just a couple of seconds. Blade Master level always sacrificed for that TC, who is pretty well equipped, not overwhelmingly well though. And Sini didn't lose much in the mid game, right? No talents falling to a last hit or anything. There's a lot of mana on the talents that are available already.
And the blade might be dead here. Soin uses illusions to try to block the Demon Hunter. The Wisp comes in to try to block the Blade Master. How is that blade not dead?
Whoa.
There was another entangle if the Keeper just positioned more aggressively, but it didn't.
Sick control by Soin. Using this illusion as a decoy for body blocking. These are the best players in the world, and this little move here goes to show. Needs a little bit of time to heal up. Sini needs a little bit of time for the talons. Is he willing to engage before that upgrade is ready?
And the Demon Hunter is now level 3. The TC on full mana with that Wand of Mana Stealing you mentioned earlier. And he just needs a little bit more experience. And now he's going to engage in. The first Raider goes down immediately, but the Shockwave, he needs Shockwave level 2 or he can't do this.
Yeah, 100%. Heal Scroll also goes to Sini. One of them needs it relatively soon, I'd say. And Hero Focus with Fairy Fire is quite nice, actually. Yes, Soin can't pick this fight. So far, Sini's strategy is coming together.
And there's an entangle for the Walker. That'd be a huge amount of damage, because he'd, of course, be able to land a Mana Burn 2 on it and force a Disenchant. That would mean no more, really, Disenchants for Soin. But Soin is going to delay. But how long can you delay without reinforced defenses? He pulls every Lumber Peon to get ready for this burrow to inevitably fall.
Ooh, Sini's revenge for Twisted Meadows, for the beating he got on Twisted Meadows. Raider falling immediately. But talents are a little bit exposed. Raider switch around for the Tinker. I'm not too sure if I like that. TC has no mana and still no level 3. Nicely using the heal scroll on Sini's side. And everything is bruised for Soin.
Yeah, but Sini's about to lose a lot. That TC has a mana pot. He was in range of burrows for a long time. That's a nice shockwave. A lot of Orc units are dying. The Talons are being cleaned up. Greater heal might be forced. Does he want to extend this fight? He does. They're both losing everything, Neo.
Exactly. Like, Soin, what's even left? The TC is in trouble. 2 units in the north about to fall. Blade Master wasn't part of the fight for a long time. Can he save these peons? Man, that Soin is still alive is just because he saved a bunch of units. He needs more time now to heal up, get back in shape, but he has no shockwave to work with. Very bruised heroes, now losing a burrow, but he rebuilt them already. Where are Sini's reinforcements? They need to trickle in soon.
And the Orb doing work for Sini as well. The Ensnare lands, but the Cyclone, of course, can't ever forget about the Cyclone. Sometimes it feels like when you're in Soin's position, like, oh, I could fight. His army doesn't look that big, but if he has enough mana on the Talons, the majority of your army, the Blade Master is in the air the entire time, and the forward burrow's gone, the shop is gone. Soin really gonna struggle. He's got no salves left. Yeah, there's the GG, and Sini ties it up.
Damn! Who would have thought? 1-1 between them after map number 2. Hey, Overlay, you're supposed to switch to the post-game scene. Why are you not doing this? Gotta do everything myself. Yeah, what was the key point here? There was no big flaws. I mean, TC levels clearly underwhelming, but apart from that, Soin played okay. Just Sini hit the timings really nicely.
Yeah, that was a nice timing from Sini. He didn't even need level 3 Demon Hunter, but Soin definitely needed TC level 3. He needed to try to get one more creep. Maybe even, he might have had the blade in range for a creep or two. That might have made the difference. But it was really just also on top of that, not a great engagement from Soin. The first raider at the shop was just entangled and killed right away. I feel like he almost didn't use a disenchant. He just never had Walker mana, or like he forgot Adept for a minute. I didn't check the timing on it, but yeah, it felt a little sloppy from Soin in the fights.
Okay, let's see if we can bring it back. Maybe that was just this one map, or we see even more talents. We move over to Echo Isles 2, but in the meantime, little bit of a break requested by Sini, giving us more time to shout out the supporters. Thank you, Konkin, for the 21-month resub, and KX85 for the 53-month resub. That is a long time. We also learned that Nick is apparently say so. Thank you very much for the $100. Globe Trotsky with $40. Let's go less than 3. And 2 more profile pictures have been bought. Wait for it, V buys the Fastier, and Herald A buys the Keeper.
Thank you. And which one will you buy, Neo? I know the answer.
Dude, of course I got them all. I get them all.
You have all the Pokemon cards. You're the Yu-Gi-Oh master of the Warcraft scene.
I'll send people to the Shadow Realm if they don't contribute more.
Mm-hmm. All right, EI 2.0. Getting all the cool maps today. We got TM, getting EI 2.0. We'll see. This is this used to be a map that Night Elf players hated playing against Orc. One shop, easily controlled by a Blade Master, marketplace for Blade Master items, telegraphed expansions. But nowadays, maybe a bit different.
Yeah, I wonder if the 3rd expansion changed something here. As I'm waiting for Soin to give us the go. Maybe he takes a little break as well. Oh, we can actually check. Oh, no, we don't. Okay. Can we get it first try, Carson? Can we get it first try?
We did last game. Did we? I think we did last game. Or did we not last game?
No, we did
not.
We
didn't. Oh, almost. That's close. It's my memory that counts. Okay, I remembered it.
It is busy times, but boom, there it is. Not a problem at all, these rehost situations. Okay, Night Elf versus Orc continues. Soin wins map 1, Sini wins map 2. Where does this journey go? Onto Echo Isles.
Ooh, I actually wouldn't be surprised to see Demon Hunter first from Sini. I'm surprised we haven't seen it yet. I do think, I've only cast a couple weekly cups so far, but I think the best strategy against Orc is soon going to be Demon Hunter first, Keeper second, Mass Dryads. I think that's going to be the best strategy against Orc in a month and a half. Neo, what do you think about that?
Okay, you are trying to cosplay the Prophet, or what's this approach?
I've just always known this strat is good. I used to play this strat back in 2015, only Immolation wasn't sick back then. And I'm thinking Immolation, like, what if he goes Demon Hunter, Immolation, and creeps both the orange camps with it? Like, he would be level 3 in, like, 2 seconds.
Yep.
There it is.
There it is. Lawlight has shown us that this is definitely possible, like, racing up to level 3 Demon Hunter thanks to Immolation. And you know what? I can't argue against your strat. It sounds very good, just needs a little bit of refinement, I think. And then we're there. I think Night Elves maybe need to learn mana management a bit currently with the Demon Hunter, but then they're fine.
They might even have to buy clarities. Ooh.
Right?
Incredible.
Tier 1 clarities for Night Elves, man. Who'd have ever thought?
Yeah, and also the Keeper with the Aura buff, of course, makes it a very, very viable second hero. That's why I'm saying that. Entangle into Thorn's Aura makes it really strong. And then you could play, Keeper second, Mass Talons as well. I'm not saying that's not viable, but I do think Mass Dryads with tempo play to get online a lot quicker, and then you could be very, very aggressive against the Orc. So we'll see what Sini decides. It's either going to be lures or talons, and there's the immolation first as well. We'll see how fast he creeps. Already slowed, though. That makes it a little bit more difficult.
Last hit, opportunity, doesn't get it super hard against right clicks and immolation, of course. That was neat by Soin, this little block against the Demon Hunter. And you know what the biggest upside is about this immolation creeping? There's a lower chance for the Ancient of War to deny.
Yeah, true. And Night Elf players, they need that for sure. It's about time.
Damn, Carson, what a call. Demon Hunter immolation it is. Gets evasion 2 as a passive from the item. This is a fully equipped Demon Hunter. Mana burn and immolation.
Yeah. That item's actually sick for him because, of course, he's going to go mana burn as well. Even on level 4, he'll probably have level 2 immolation, level 2 mana burn. Although I've heard some people make the argument for 2-1-1, the 2 being mana burn.
Yeah, in the late game, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Priest at risk of falling. The blade has a speed scroll, and that would take a little bit extra moon juice if he wants to heal it up. But Soin, I like this play from Soin, just gobbling up all the items. This is often what you'll do if the Night Elf player goes for the Merc camp. You'll just take their green camp away.
That's, of course, an item. That's more critical strike. Oh. Demon Hunter just there for the burn, gloves and circlet. Not bad. Level 3 prevented for a long time. And what is the situation? What do you play against Immolation Demon Hunter now? As Orc?
I think you kind of got to play Raider Walker still.
Shadow Hunter or TC?
I think TC is what I tend to like, but Soin does tend to try to just blind counter or get the peon into the base and scout if it's lures or if it's talons. If it's talons, of course you want TC. If it's lures, of course you want Shadow Hunter. But some Orc players will just always go TC, so they're never tricked, and then try to make it work against lures. But of course, you know me. When I see a Demon Hunter, I don't fight anyway. I just go mass raiders. So.
I mean, look at the simulation. Why would you fight this guy? This Murloc camp, just perfect for the area of effect spell. Creeps the distance seconds.
Absolutely insane. So much damage. And yeah, the Demon Hunter is going to be a full level ahead. And yeah, I'm really wondering what someone's going to do about this. Like, what sort of style he's going to play. Because whether it be lures or whether it be wins, like, this Demon Hunter is going to own you.
Pretty much, eh? And this is not something that has been played 7 years ago and where you do have some textbook strats. Like, when did you ever see Immolation? Maybe in Night Elf versus Human? A little bit for some time in the 2010s? But that's about it. Like, versus Orc, this has never been played.
Yeah, they've never had to deal with AoE early on, or, you know, AoE pretty much in every game. I mean, when the Panda gets high level, sometimes Orc is like, okay, now I need to start prioritizing heal scrolls, stuff like that, position with my army split. But against the Demon Hunter, it's not something you think about. But Soin is really good at Raider control. You asked the question last game of what's more important, the TC control, the Raider control. Certainly against the Immolation this game, it's going to be the Raider control.
Yes, exactly. You need to pin the Demon Hunter down so he's not doing damage anywhere. But we see the problem. No mana, no more. So he can't burn currently. And it is indeed TC, Raider, Walker on the Orc side, where we have a Beastmaster and wins. So Demon Hunter into talents.
Yeah, just straight up talons so far. This is wow, this is like such an old school game. I mean, Echo Isles, Blade TC versus Demon Hunter Beastmaster. He's canceling tier 2 buildings. This is so old school. If only this is a Spirit Lodge, not Torn Totem.
Oh man, no staff out though, but you don't want to go into Storm. Oh, 3 units around.
Oh my god.
Ha! 2 crits in a row into a miss. Nicely done. Town portal gone, but so is the lodge, and you really need to spell fast.
Yeah, he doesn't have the lumber either because it was such a late cancel. Does he just build a war mill now? The burrows were a problem last game. It's going to be a little while, and the Demon Hunter's running literally across the map again with no TP, no staff. What a crazy man.
Ooh, that is risky indeed. If he's getting trapped again, he's just dead.
The Insnare's on the way right now. The first Raider's out. Okay, the Demon Hunter is chilling. I guess he's just protecting the 12 o'clock from the TC creep in that, which he can do on his own with Immolation, no problem.
Yeah, is that so?
I'm not even trolling. He can. There's no Ensnare yet. He can't just surround him.
Alright, let's see. Beastmaster comes to the rescue, makes it a little easier. No bear, just hawk. A lot of scouting information, of course, you don't want to have your experience stolen. TC lightning shield creep on the raider. This is also very, very fast. And boom, there we go. Marketplace gone. Big mana potion sold immediately. One little steal possible. Hawk wasn't looking too well.
Yeah, but the mana burn lands, the fairy fire lands, and the blade master is going to have to go to the shop and try to get potion of invulnerability. I don't know if he wants heal scroll potion or both. Would be a big investment, and he'd have to sell one of those items if he wants both. The blade master, by the way, looking pretty terrifying, as he kind of always does on EI.
Exactly. I was about to say the same. Invo potion and heal scroll invests big into items. We got a little correction by chat, of course. Ankus is saying, I have seen Sonic play emulation against Cash several years ago. And that is probably 100% correct, because there's no more fitting player for Demon Hunter emulation harass than Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic is a true trendsetter. How could we forget? We should have listened all along, Neil. Ever since 2002, Sonic's been telling us how to play.
Exactly. Just play like Sonic. The world would be a more entertaining place, that's for sure.
He played pretty well with Immolation yesterday. I saw him play against, it was Fish. He was playing some Demon Hunter Immolation there. Made it look pretty good. Killed a bunch of, killed like 8 peasants on the harass.
I mean, we all know it doesn't really matter what you do when you're playing against the human. You always win.
Yes. It's always ends with the human saying GG. This, by the way, Demon Hunter with Orb and Immolation, and if he gets level 4, that's a lot of AoE on its own.
Yeah,
that's a whole lot of AoE.
I agree. Tinker third. Oh, imagine cluster rockets would be even more AoE.
Yeah, it feels like Night Elf players have sort of fallen out of favor. If like at the tail end of Talons, all Night Elf players were doing it, cluster rockets all the time. But now, when people play Talons, they just almost never do it.
I mean, what are rockets even worth if they are not doing ultimate damage and go through magic immunity? Shout out Remo Demo.
We did see a level 6 Tinker, our first game of the day on Wednesday. Shout out Cass. That was pretty wicked.
Cass is building quite a fan base, isn't he? He even got a Reddit thread, dude. When do players ever get a Reddit thread?
Yeah, they play interesting builds, play in the weekly cup, get your games casted apparently. Tinker, not going to be playing in any weekly cups because he's dead today, but the TC's out of mana.
The damage on the demon. So sick if he connects to a hero. Look at these grunts just melting, and this is level 1 immolation. Are you kidding me? Half of Soin's army high up in the air. Doesn't want to fight against these raiders. Grunt traded for a talent. TC. Gotta be very, very careful. The Invo potion is gone already, and this is even supply, but Soin is badly bruised.
Yeah, the Demon Hunter just owns. And, like, you can't even... Sometimes in the past, if the Demon Hunter was really scary, you would just pop push invulnerability, focus everything on the Demon Hunter right off the hop. But you can't really do that with Immolation, can you?
No. I mean, you can if you have a lot of aloe vera already, but nope, that's not the case. And Soin just gotta run, which is not that easy with the nerfed endurance aura. And on to the burrows we go.
Oh my god, yeah, the Talons... Seems like they're working twice in a row, but there's still a fighting army for Soin. He's, in fact, ahead in supply. He just needs mana on that TC. The Demon Hunter, still with 150 mana, like, just not taking the fight and giving the Demon Hunter a little bit of time to regenerate his mana. That's so much more time with Immolation on point, and here we go again.
Oh, yeah, yep, indeed. AoE battle. This was a nice shockwave, but burned immediately. 480, no second, and this is level 2. Come on, skillet.
Oh, no.
There we go. It just got better.
Jesus. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. And, of course, Mana Burn on top. Like, if you're focusing a Walker with Orb, with Immolation, and with Mana Burn, that Walker is dead before you can even micro it a lot of the time. But still, Soin has a fighting army. He didn't lose everything there. He didn't engage in unless he absolutely had to. And if only he had a bit more mana. At least he's still got a shop left.
The Demon Hunter is approaching 10,000 damage at the 12-minute mark. In comparison, the Blade Master is not even at 5k.
Well, the TC might be catching up with shockwaves like that. But yeah, it's funny that Nido players, they don't even skill level 2 immolation at level 3 because it still does enough on level 1.
Oh man, Sini now. Double heal scroll, staff is ready, TP, heal potions. He's about to break Soin, isn't he?
Yeah, Soin is doing what he can with the shockwave and the delaying. He's got a mana pot and a clarity running, but the shop is now donezo. And yeah, like 1 heal scroll and all those talons are back up to full HP, and Soin might have to fight now.
Alright, good luck with that. So, and Shockwave wasn't that great. Triggers the heal scroll though. That was fine. Demon Hunter is running out of mana soon. You can't burn and immolate the entire time, I guess. Next heal scroll. So, and trying to connect with the Raiders, but they're a little bit like headless chicken. Oh, that Shockwave though.
Nice. Really nice. And really nice controlling of the Demon Hunter throughout the fight. He was attacking a bestiary for a little bit there for 100 damage. It just shows how good the Raider control has been. 44 versus 46 still. They're both losing a lot, but ooh, Spirit Link, the Orb, the AoE, all the Orc units are falling pretty soon. The TC is dropping low. If Soin can save these units, he can win this game, but I mean, Sini just has to finish his food.
Oh, the TC. What a mad cow. Running into Tri-Hero Night Elf and a little lucky not getting punished there. But yeah, everything's bruised. He would have loved to have that shop up to get the mana potion. This is exactly the end snare control that you mentioned over and over. We also get more fairy dragons in, which is super nice against walkers and TC. And here's the next cyclone. Dispelled. But that was the last dispel.
Yeah, these talons are about to kill every single burrow. And all Soin can do to heal up is buy a heal scroll, which is a sad, sad day. Ancient of War gonna do a lot of damage here to that Raider. Heal scroll used, but Soin with no items, and yeah, every burrow's dead, and every peon's gonna die too to the immolation.
Oh, look at the damage! The peon's just melting in seconds. Poor Soin, 15, 16, 18 supply down, and there's no way to stop him. GG, Sini takes 2 games in a row.
Yeah, the talons. Really, really good. The Demon Hunter, if he has a good early game pre-prep to get the level 3, like on EI, where you can go for those Murlocs, the Immolation, you can go for the Merc Camp. Damn, does that strat look good if you can have the maps that work out like that.
Yep, and this is versus Orc, who have sturdy tier 1 units.
Yeah.
This against human, this against ghouls. That is brutal. Sini on match points. Who would have thought? I mean, a lot of people probably gave the edge to Soin, and then he also dominated map 1, but since then it's just the Sini show.
Yeah, and there's no need to play what the old standard was anymore. You don't need to play Keeper Alchemist, Mass Huntress.
Nope.
You play Keeper Talons, or just, I think, Demon Hunter first. That's really going to be the meta for the time being. The immolation times have come.
Indeed, indeed. Oh man. Our former champion of Season 9 is facing elimination in the first series, as there is no fallback net anymore, no double elimination anymore. And Soin might be on the receiving end of this. Northern Isles and Echo Isles back to back. This was also Soin's map. And now we go on to Concealed Hill.
It's been a while since I've seen Concealed Hill. It hasn't, for some reason, it hasn't been in the Weekly Cup for a few weeks. But it's in there next week. So we'll be seeing a lot more of it. But Concealed Hill is a map that has been used for Talons in the past. I think particularly I like to mention Elegant, even though we don't see him play in a lot of tournaments. He does still play on the ladder. Very strong Talon player, and he loves to play his Talons on this map as well. It can work. It can work. It's been played. I've seen it done. So we'll see if Sini sticks to the Demon Hunter for map number 4.
Man, Soin, you gotta turn this around, my boy. This is not gonna be easy at all. Where is he? Where's the camp? There we go. Not looking too pleased. I'm not looking too pleased either because we had yet another join bug.
Okay, good. Yeah, I thought that you were in the game already. I was like, wait a second, this is weird. Okay, good. I'm restarting.
Thank you, Nils, for the 15-month free sub. Greetings, happy people. Greetings indeed.
Yeah, and there's a lot of elves in the tournament, so we can see a lot of different utilization in different matchups of Immolation. Would like to see how it plays out against undeads, against people like Happy, how he deals with the harass. I mean, having micro like that could be able to, split maybe a little bit better than some, but with no ensnare, the Immolation might just wreck him.
Rough indeed. Waiting for Sini currently. Our prize pool at $795 thanks to Disproved by Hell. Buying 2 profile pictures. NASA as well contributing. We're getting close to the 800. Can we please get the 800? It's just 5 buccarinos away. That's nothing. That's half a coffee these days.
Half a coffee. Unless you drink Tim Hortons Dark Roast, everybody.
That's a sick mug, by the way.
Yeah, my dad gave this to me. He might actually be watching right now. What's up, Pops? He gave this to me while I was visiting him this weekend. I took it home when I was traveling. Gave me some coffee in it. Yeah.
That was the Christmas gift you received.
Yeah, I guess so. And I also got a loaf of homemade bread. I got some chili. I got some pepperoni. I got some Christmas cookies. Yeah, delicious.
That's pretty damn sweet of your dad. Shout out, Dad. I'm a little jealous.
Sent me home with a goodie bag. I was worried the cookies were pot cookies, but I made sure that they weren't brave because they sort of have a blend of those in their house.
Yeah, I can see that. You having a hippie dad. Shout out, hippie dad. And shout out to Sini and Soin, who provide a great show thus far. This is match points for the Chinese.
All right. Concealed Hill. Oh, man. He's got to play Demon Hunter again. I mean, come on. He kind of, to be fair, Northern Isles with a kind of more standard classic strategy that we've seen more recently, Keeper Talons. He made it work as well, but Echo Isles, he just looked dominant the entire time and confident the entire time.
Let's take a look. Demon Hunter it is. Oh boy, Soin, you gotta come up with solutions. The past encounters between these guys, surprisingly, all going to Sini. That was, I think, mostly before the patches even. Usually also a 2-0. Sini just has Soin's number, apparently.
Yeah, I'm thinking with the Demon Hunter strategies, we all know how Hitman plays against us. We all know the hit and run styles, and that's because the army is so strong. That's because the Demon Hunter is so strong. Now with the Demon Hunter being even stronger, is there even more of an incentive to avoid the fight until very long? The only issue I see with playing hit and run with expansions and hit and run is the Demon Hunter himself with the Staff of Teleportation could just ignore the towers, run in, Immolation, kill all the peons at the expo, and then just staff out and just do that 20 times, whereas the Demon Hunter with only mana burn and evasion, you couldn't really do that as easily, so might make it hard to expand, but I would like to see potentially Orc players, left a circle on the ground, lame a bit more.
No need if you have Immolation.
Yeah.
I mean, Circle was already ridiculous, now with Immolation it's even more ridiculous, provides more HP, more armor, more mana, more damage, everything you want. And yeah, he doesn't need it apparently. Buys one now. Oh my god, imagine this with +4 on the stats.
Yeah, I'm wondering, okay, he's going to go Immolation, he's going to go with the rest. This is the standard opener that Elegant used to do. He used to buy Dust and Circlet and then chase the Blade Master with Mana Burn, but a little bit different now. It's just going to go in for the peons. The Burrow, what a huge mistake from Soin. Why is the Burrow not next to the gold mine? I was saying this on my cast on Wednesday. Orc players against Night Elf, you always have to build your Burrow right next to the gold mine now. You have to.
Yeah, definitely. You see the impact already.
Oh,
and this
no.
Such a disaster. Even the Grunt is at 50%. Demon Hunter's still half the HP, and this is, of course, only one burrow. He's supply blocked. You gotta stop it now. Take damage and deal damage. Force a TP, but so worth it for Sini.
You just gotta heal up and then buy Stealth for Teleportation in actually the perfect amount of time. Oh, we accidentally used Dust there. Oh, he can't actually heal up to full, so he's going to have to stop by the fountain, then by staff, but these peons aren't going anywhere, and they're all half HP, Neil.
Yeah, just buy some heal selves.
Just build a second shop.
Yeah, by now, yeah. Okay. It will take some time until he's over again. There's the telestaff. Wisp not in position though. Blade Master's finding an archer here. Maybe that's why he was scanning to prevent a hidden archer. But there was a town portal, so yeah, no chance for that. But indeed, time to heal up. Shop.
Ooh, the aggro shop. I love that. For clarities, of course.
Yep. This is brilliant.
And probably for staff. We used to see this actually in the past. Remember, shop in the middle by the tavern for staff preservation to get the Beastmaster and then double staff to cancel the tier 2. So not only for clarities for the immolation, but now for early staff preservation. And I also like, by the way, talk about Soin killing that archer. That archer wanted to go into the base and then be the catalyst for the staff of teleportation to continue the harass. So it was important for Soin to chase down that archer.
Here we go again. Onto the burrow. Immolation not doing too much at the moment, but it does prevent mining just by positioning the Demon Hunter there. And in the meantime, Soin, cancel. Ooh, close. He's just creeping a little tiny turtle.
Oh no, yeah, he's got to respect this more.
Respect the immolation, man. It's called immolation for a reason.
Yeah, this is like playing AKM and just like allowing him to flame strike your peons over and over again. Eventually, he's gonna get those kills.
Yep. Oh wow, how do you get back from this, man? Beastmaster is out. Staff is already there. Telestaff, okay, he's on cooldown for a long time, so the next push will take some time. Sini on the way to tier 3.
Yeah, this is like the economy is just wrecked. Tier 2's on the way, but I think he's just going to cancel both with the Beastmaster now. At least one, and then the economy is wrecked for Soin. And the peons are still low.
Yep. Feels like there's no proper solution in Soin's inventory yet against this. Grunt at 50%, all the workers at 50%. We're coming in with the Quilbies and the immolation. Mana management really good, and there the floodgates are open again.
Demon Hunter's already quite low. Soin controlled this, I would say, about as well as he could without losing anything. Level 2 on the Demon Hunter. He tried to block the Beastmaster with the peons so he couldn't staff. A really nice try from Soin. Honestly, he microed that pretty much as good as he could.
Oh man, all the orcs. They suffered from Entangle and Treants and Mass Tier 1 for the longest time. Well, I guess silver lining is that these days are over, and hail to the new king, the Demon Hunter.
Yep. And Salve canceled. Nice usage of the Quill Beast and Demon Hunter. Full HP, full mana. Coming back in for the 3rd time.
Wow, you're laughing at your icon, Soin.
Poor Soin, poor Soin. But he's doing what he can. He's creeping. The tier 2 was not canceled, and honestly, not a lot of peons have died. Maybe this is, I mean, it's a funny game, and he's taken a lot of damage. But what has he lost? 1 peon and 1 grunt so far? Is that it?
I think so.
Really not that bad. Like he should. It felt like he was losing a lot more, but really, he's played this excellent, Soin.
Carson, this is a 550 gold difference.
Yeah, not much you can do about that, can you?
Oh,
his talons on the way.
God. Okay, I was told to look for more silver linings, and I try really hard. There's no mana burn, so the TC late game can have some impact.
Oh my god, he tried to surround the DH, and the DH just soloed his whole army.
Well, to be fair, the whole army isn't that much.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it was 2 heroes and Spirit Link. The Demon Hunter back out. Is he full HP again? Oh, he's not healing up. Okay, but the moon walls are finally dry, Neo. We've done it. The moon walls are empty.
And it's daytime, which of course makes it so that Soin can't heal at the fountains at the moment. But yeah, this is a little bit of a silver lining. The Demon Hunter harass is now over. You can creep up a little bit on the Quilbies if they won't expire and build an army, finally. Sini also invested a lot into Moonwells, of course, for that play. So his army is basically non-existent. But the Engine of War is ready. Talents are trickling in. We have upgrades. Okay, we do have the spell. We do have End Snare. That's kind of fine.
Nice item replenishment potion. And Sini can go for this whole shop and then go for the Murloc with Immolation. And then he'll be level 3. And most likely he'll go in for the harass again. There's a replenishment potion. And so, yeah, doing what he can. He's trying to pull the red.
Yeah, he needs experience, like yesterday. In masses and great items. Since chat is asking who Sini is, people say they are really new to the scene. Oh, wait a minute, we got a fight here. Tri-hero 4 talents with master training. So trying to dodge, but it's really hard to dodge a fight against Cyclone. Gets it. Forces another windwalk. Sini has been around for a long time. 8 years and counting. When Foggy was rising to like Vice World Champion level, Sini was his practice partner. Can play Night Elf, can play Orc. And of course knows this matchup inside out. And recently has been grinding quite a bit again after not playing for a little bit. So yeah, Sini established name in the tier 2 to tier 3 scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Played really, really good pretty much the whole time we've been casting him. He's always been a strong player. And he's always been one of those players, like 15 Sway as well, that not only is really strong, but also seems to have a really good understanding of all the matchups and how to like technically play all of them, which is why we're seeing him be on kind of sort of the cutting edge of the meta right now, even though it looks a little bit old school. This Immolation and this harass, these early creep routes, these are all sort of new things.
Away we go. This is the deciding fight. Will we knock out Soin in the first match of the tournament? Walker's hurt, and of course Immolation does damage whether you have them in ethereal form or not. That's another great point for Immolation. Finally a shockwave, and this must be Soin's weapon. There's no... Oh, there is mana burn now. I was about to say there's no way stopping that, but there is no way to stop this Night Elf army.
And the blade is surrounded, and the heal scroll. If there was no heal scroll, maybe Soin can get some of these kills, can clean up this army. But just because of that one heal scroll, the Orc army is 1 HP, and the Night Elf army is very healthy, and now the blade eventually is going to die. And Soin, what a way to go out. Round of 16, 3-1 for Sini. Really no chances. Both heroes are donezo, and the Talons make it work today.
And we got the celebratory cluster rocket. Sini taking the series 3 wins in a row. And Soin not looking pleased at all. Rightfully so. He got Demon Huntered, man. He got Demon Huntered hard.
Yeah, what can you say? I mean, we were expected to see it. And it's looking really good. Orcs, I mean... Yeah, Hitman's been playing hit and run for a long time. I've been a fan of that against Demon Hunter for a long time. But that was just because, personally, I didn't have the micro, and I think Hitman is, you know, he would say himself, compared to all the other top orcs, he probably has the worst micro of all of them. And that's why hit and run is really good against the Talon strategy, because it takes a lot of mechanics. But now, with the Immolation, and ironically, I think you might just have to hit and run. I don't care what sort of micro you have. We just saw Soin, who I think, in my opinion, has the best micro of any orc player, not have a solution for the Demon Hunter, not be able to control him well enough for Raiders, not be able to win the fights at all. You might have to start playing hit and run, guys. I'm just saying, you might have to start doing that.
Yeah, exposing the peons like that in the very early game. Also, it's just an invitation to this Demon Hunter right now. Whew, that was a little tough, but maybe we see, if Hitman succeeds, another approach to this matchup. Or we see a Chinese quarterfinal if Fortitude is able to defeat Hitman, because that's our next match.
Yeah, pretty hyped for that. Going to be Orc versus Human now. We'll see how many changes to the matchup there are in that. Of course, Rifleman better and cheaper, so it's probably going to be 2 farm tech, sort of that style. On the human side of things, for Hitman, I mean, easier counter expansion, but that's pretty much it. I guess Grunts more viable now than Headhunters were, so we'll see how many changes to that matchup have happened. We already saw one big change to Orc versus Elf. Now we get the other matchup for Orc, the other big one for Orc.
Love to see it. Also love to see that we broke the $800. Good job, everybody. Neurotic buying 3 profile pictures, all but elves. Yes, disgusted from what we've seen here with the Demon Hunter. Thank you, Neurotic. Now the next goal, of course, the big 4 digits. Get it up to 1K. That's your job for the broadcast, as we are, of course, getting the players in the lobby, do the pick and bans. But we also have to talk about War3 Champions as a whole, because the War3 Champions finals are always the #1 stream to advertise War3 Champions. There might be a Blizzard ladder now. Battle.net. But War3 Champions is still the only competitive ladder in Warcraft 3 that counts your wins and losses correctly. And it doesn't really matter how good you are. This is the platform for you if you want your profiles to be working correctly, if you want to have leagues suited to your playstyle. Because Blizzard, to be honest, their matchmaking, it exists. But War3 Champions, they got some big brain 300 IQ math professors working on the algorithms to provide you with the state-of-the-art matchmaking, so you get paired with players of your respective skill. And it doesn't really matter if you just start playing or if you're really, really good. The matchmaking is for everyone. We have grass leagues for the lower ranks. We have the Grandmasters for the champions that are here also at the War3 Champions finals. And not only for 1-on-1, also for 2-on-2, 4-on-4, FFA, and even for custom games. We implemented Dota just yesterday. Very well and easily done. All you gotta do to install War3 Champions is to go over to W3Champions.com, hit the download button, install that little plugin, and then you got an extra menu in your Warcraft 3. That's all it takes. A custom-made UI, which represents the Fire Lord this season in remembrance of Hod. Rest in power, my friend. That was a real classy touch. So there's no other server infrastructure that's as closely connected to the community as a whole. And that is just the tip of the iceberg, everybody. There's so many more features for War3 Champions, and we're going to tell you all about it throughout the next 5 days.
True. Too many features to list, too many for Neo to remember, but you always do a pretty good job. I mean, this is always my favorite part of these these casts is just watching you do just 40 points at the end of every series. Just like, okay, is he gonna miss it this time? Is he gonna miss it? How many is he gonna remember?
Of course not. I mean, I do have my slides. They help me, provided by Riptide. But how could I forget features of War3 Champions? Like, come on. They're so great.
True, and they're getting better and better. I mean, we had our first automated tournament around last time.
Do you remember who won that?
Oh, I don't know. It was some German undead player. X-Lord.
No.
won.
No. It was the peak of German undead craft. 3 letters. It was yours truly. Historic winner of the first automated tournament, everybody. And hopefully coming soon. The test went well.
This would be pretty pog. And of course now, I don't know how long it's been out for, but this is just so cool for me and other people that like to study replays. You can go to the website and just download replays. So I could go to like Lynn's profile and just, I don't know if it's every single game, but I can download just a lot of replays. You know how nice that would have been for Theorycraft, Neo?
Dude.
Just to be able to go to someone's ladder profile. You know how long I searched for replays? It worked? Oh my god.
Just bring it back, Carson. Bring it back.
It would be a lot easier to do now with that feature. Maybe this feature is the revival of Theorycraft. Maybe it is.
See, Warcraft 3 Champions not only improving your ladder sessions, but also your viewing experience. I show you guys the bracket, which has been updated by the Liquipedia people, backbone of the competitive scene. Sini defeats Soin 3-1, therefore Soin has been eliminated, and the opponent for later tonight will be determined now. Hitman versus Fortitude. And this is of course the charm of a global tournament. For Hitman, it's 7:30 in the morning. For Fortitude, it is 11:30 in the evening. So who deals better with that? The Hitman or Mr. Romantic?
Yeah, I guess it depends if you're on the foggy schedule or not. If you're on the foggy schedule, it'd be better for Hitman. But if you're on, like, our schedules, probably better for 40. Because I did see you messaging in the Discord at like 3:30 a.m. your time last night, or what yesterday was. So I know
Yes.
you're on my sleep schedule as well.
I'm a busy boy, Carson, and also
That's
I
true.
play what's it called, Chained Echoes, which is a fantastic JRPG from Germany, and you know, I'm addicted.
Nice, fun. I can't remember last time I was super addicted to a game. I miss those days. I guess
Aren't
Mario
you-
Party. I love Mario
yeah,
Party.
that counts. So we throw you guys into a little break. You head over to W3Cfinals.backtowarcraft.com. Contribute to the prize pool. We want this to be 4 digits. We also have to do some map pick and bans with the players, get the players in, and then we're ready to go for Hitman versus Fortitude.